Today's topic is SAP Foreign Currency Valuation Simulation Ledger in S4HANA. I mean, we are working as a team, and like a very couple of few people only have S4HANA knowledge, but we are trying to learn and we are trying to explain in a better way. If there are any errors, please correct me if I'm wrong, or please stop me. But the only thing is like we'll have some pauses so that we can discuss instead of discussing in between. So like everybody is aware what is the purpose of foreign currency valuation. Normally we'll call it as forex valuation. So anybody is expecting me to explain anything about foreign currency valuation? Though other people, everybody is working on the foreign currency valuation or already worked in foreign currency valuation, just I would like to give brief explanation about foreign currency valuation. Uh, People will call this as forex valuation in most of the companies because forex is a short form of foreign currency. Basically, like all the companies need to report their financial statements. So while preparing financial statements, like some people will prepare financial statements monthly, quarterly, and annually. And there are some legal requirements like 10K, 10Q reports in US. So for all the gaps, when I say gap, it's generally accepted accounting principles. As per all the gaps, like all the financial statements should be reflect the um, uh, current exchange rate at the time of preparing the financial statements. So the purpose of this forex valuation is nothing but like restating the value of your foreign currency balances. It includes both liabilities and assets, and it will bring into current day, when I say current day, it is when we are preparing financial statements. For example, we are preparing financial statement on 30th September. We have to revalue uh, and bring all the foreign currency balances into based on the exchange rate prevailing on that particular day. So like there is no difference between any accounting standards, either IFRS or US GAAP. All the gaps will say all the forex valuation need to be done, and the reporting date we have to bring all the balances into foreign currency balances into based on the exchange rate prevailing on that particular day. That is called the key date in SAP. Basically, like these forex valuation covers customer open items, vendor open items, general ledger open items. Uh, like Normally, like when we create a general GL account, normally for a couple of GL accounts, will maintain the GL account in foreign currency. For example, like when you took loan, you have a business in India, and you took loan from foreign body. When you take any loan, normally they won't give loan in INR. They will give loan in USD because USD is a strong currency, and most of the transactions will happen in USD or else Euro, whatever that is foreign currency. So those GL accounts need to be revalued as part of this foreign currency valuation. And there are few other balance sheet accounts which are managed in foreign currency but not flagged as open item managed accounts. First set is open item managed, customer open items, vendor open items, JL line items. The second one is balance sheet accounts which are not managed in open item basis. Basically, all the companies will do this forex valuation during the month end, quarter end, or yearly. Um, and they will do this valuation for all the foreign currency balances, and they will translate them based on the valuation methods. Like in SAP, we'll create valuation methods. We'll go through those configuration settings. So this is just concept, and there is no change even ECC or S/4HANA. So hope everybody is able to see the screen, because basically basically this screen is showing the foreign currency valuation transaction codes in different systems. The first one is in S4HANA. That transaction code is FAGL FCV. The middle one is a new GL transaction code, and the transaction code is FAGL FC underscore val. And the right one is a classic GL, that is F.05. Basically, like there are many improvements happened from classic GL to new GL, then S4HANA. In S4HANA, the main difference is simulation ledger. And we have a concept called ECS, error correction and suspense accounting. This is a tool. Like last week, in one of our previous sessions, Satish explained about ECS. Basically, this tool is used. That the errors happened in that batch session. So in the coming slides, I will show you what exactly it is. In the left screenshot, you can see like I want to spend a bit time, bear with me. The first S4 HANA screenshot, there's a new transaction code FAGL underscore FCV. The highlighted one is like they included the one bullet like a simulation run. When you select a simulation run, like you need to give the simulation settings, like what is the simulation ledger we are going to use. Uh, and the second one is delete existing simulation data. Like we are going to simulate this and we can see how it is going to behave and how it is going to update in the database tables. Except this, there are no more changes in this transaction. So anybody wants to add any points here? Okay, then I'll go to next.
We are good, Murli. Yeah, please go ahead further.
Yeah. So as I said before, like this is a new concept, ECS, error correction and suspense accounting tool. This is available only in S4HANA. It was not there before. Basically, it is used for checking and correcting the documents before posting and handling any errors based on selection criteria. If you, I did not highlight anything right side. If you see the screenshot right side, like uh, you have to select the status of ECS item. Is it in new or in process? And there is and other things like original values. When you say when we say original values, like you can give the GL account, cost center, profit center, or original posting date. Whatever selection criteria you want, you can give and you can see what was the error and you can correct. For enabling this, we have to activate a few settings. We'll go through that in the coming slides. If you guys permit me, then I want to explain, because we already discussed about extension ledger in our previous session. So just I want to spend a minute here so that everybody will come, the people whoever missed this session, then they can get some idea what exactly it is. So extension ledger is a new concept in S4HANA, and it is similar to regular ledger, but it is a delta ledger. It won't update for all the values, and there will be underlying ledger for extension ledger. So there are 4 types of extension ledgers as of now. One is standard journal entries, which will store journal entries in real time, real document numbers. The journal entries cannot be deleted and have to be reversed when required. It is basically for management adjustment and tax adjustment realignments. Most of the companies will use this extension ledger. The second one is prediction ledger. Prediction ledger, we already discussed about this, and in all the versions, they are changing the names. And right now, from 1809 onwards, they are not appending or prefixing any ledger name, but they are going with these line items with the technical numbers, no deletion possible. When you select that, it means it's a prediction ledger. For all the prediction ledgers, system will create a documents and update ACDOCA table with the document number starts with P. So prediction ledger, we can use it for predictions, commitment, statistical sales condition, etc. Like SAP is adding more more meaningful usage of these ledgers. The third one is line items with the technical numbers, deletion possible. Earlier it was calling as a form simulation ledger. These these documents, whatever created, document numbers can be deleted, but it's not manual. It is like it will system will do automatically. We'll see those scenarios as well. Right now, this is used for simulation postings only. And the last one is V general entries for valuation differences. This is another type of ledger, but as of now, they accidentally released this version in 1809 on in 1809 version. I guess it is available in 1909, but SAP has not shared any information about these valuation differences. Maybe people started using this value. So simulation ledger, the simulation ledger started from 1610, S/4HANA 1610. This is basically you can run a foreign currency valuation in simulation mode. And this foreign currency valuation generates yes type of documents and updates in ACDOCA table with the simulation ledger name. If you see right side, simulation ledger is SC. So when you select this, then system will update, will create yes documents and updates ACDOCA table. Reporting on simulation ledger, like when you execute any report by using the simulation ledger, since there will be underlying ledger for simulation ledger, so which will get data from the underlying ledger, and from simulation ledger it will show in the reports. And you can see this simulated data in all the reports for, which you can specify a ledger. Like earlier it was not possible, but now like many transactions came up with the like you can enter ledger name while executing report. So with that you can execute reports, but I have not. As I said before, like the simulated data, like simulated documents, whatever posted cannot be deleted manually, but it will be deleted automatically once we run the foreign currency valuation in productive mode. That is update run. The basic purpose of this simulation ledger is like the impact of foreign currency changes can be seen in advance before actual posting run happen. Basically, like we'll have the exchange rates, and we can see the impact of foreign currency valuation. Because I worked in a couple of projects where they took they used to do hedging in foreign currency. They used to take a huge loan in foreign currency. For them, it is mandatory because basically in treasury they have to have some reports, and they need to analyze the impact of foreign currency fluctuations. So this is beneficial for those type of companies. The companies which are not transacting with foreign currency may not be useful. So as I said before, this simulation ledger is an extension ledger and works similarly to test mode. Like when you execute this foreign currency valuation by using simulation run, it will not post any documents. When I say not post any documents, real-time documents, it will post only simulation documents which starts with yes. And this will update in ACDOCA table, and sometimes it may be useful for analyzing what was the exchange when we run previously. So I gone through this data element fins underscore sim underscore ledger. Basically, this is used only for simulation ledger. And I took this screenshot from 1610. If you see here, just go read this, because I thought this documentation is useful. That is the reason I kept it here. I'll just read it for you. simulation ledger specifies the simulation extension ledger specifies the simulation ledger in which simulation run results are stored. By using separate ledger for simulation runs, the resulting data, that is posting of history of these runs, can be deleted without the need of reversing any postings. If you want to perform simulation runs, you need to specify a simulation ledger in your ledger settings in customization. Normally, we'll use the transaction fin SE underscore ledger for doing customization for ledgers. In the ledger view, enter the name of the simulation ledger and specify the following values. Ledger type is extension ledger type is simulation extension ledger, underlying ledger, specify the underlying standard ledger. Like since I took this screenshot from 1610, it is showing as underlying standard ledger. Now even extension ledger is can be underlying ledger. So the right side, like the data element of fins underscore sim underscore ledger, which is used only in foreign currency valuation, nowhere it is used. So there is no other purpose except this. So now we'll discuss about configuration part. I will give some pause so that if anybody is having any questions, they can ask.
Murali, quick question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
General conversions, currency conversions in general, even also they will give the variance between the currency fluctuations, right? The currency translation adjustment bucket. So
yes.
In general, the currency, I mean, any currency conversion requires that, variation to be captured in a special bucket. So people can validate that. But this valuation, what you are saying, is it little different than that one? Is it
No,
it
is same. It is same. We are going to discuss in the coming slides. I kept even that slide also. There is no difference. That is the same thing. And the only thing is like the forex. Earlier we have only forex foreign currency valuation settings. Now we have simulation ledger. How we are leveraging foreign currency valuation into simulation ledger, how we are going to use that as a report for simulation purpose.
So simulation is just to predict what are things happening, but it is not real posting.
Yes, it's not real posting. Like the normally forex valuation, it will be done at the month end, right? So if you wait for month end, then sometimes it may not be possible to you to see what is the fluctuation.
So what you are saying is generally month end close is when we do currency conversions.
Yes.
So but in this case, simulation will allow intermediate results whenever users want to simulate, then they don't need to wait till month end. They can pre-run the currency and take a look.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So just for convenience, like I kept even screenshots of all the configuration. Wherever, like I just gone through ECC also, like what could be what is the variation between ECC and S4HANA. I kept all the screenshots because I have done this configuration in our test system. So I kept it here. So first configuration required for forex valuation is defining valuation method. I'm not spending a lot of time here in explaining those things. Basically, this is the standard, and there is no change yet as of now. So the valuation method basically contains the relevant parameters for valuation process for this foreign currency. If you see here, there is a valuation procedure. There are 4 points here: lowest value principle, strict lowest value principle, always valuate, revalue only. But I don't want to spend time. But basically, most of the people times, like most of the companies, people will use always valuate or lowest value principle. To tell you the example of a lowest value principle, but I have seen that. So I kept a configuration and just we created a valuation method ZSIM for this forex valuation, and the document type is SA. Exchange rate determination is again for debit balance SAM, credit balance SAM. The bottom below, like you can see two radio buttons: determine exchange rate type from account balances, determine exchange rate type from inventory invoice reference. So most of the time we'll use account balance, because invoice reference, if you use, it may point out to old document. For example, like if any document created 1 year before, and if you execute based on that one, it may give some wrong results. So there is no change between ECC with NewGL and S4HANA. The second one is the valuation areas. So basically the valuation areas, you can report different valuation approaches and post to different accounts. The valuation area is associated to a valuation method from previous step, which is later on be used in transaction FAGL FCV. The reason why I mentioned that it is like when we execute Forex valuation FAGL underscore FCV transaction, there we have to give valuation area. That is the reason I mentioned, because we need to remember this valuation area. What is the valuation area we are using for this company code? So here GS is the valuation area, and we are assigning valuation method GSIM for that. And earlier in ECC with an UGL, there were only two currency types. Now they introduced a third currency type. I don't know the purpose of this adding this currency type. I don't see any difference, but maybe the people who worked more in foreign currency valuation, they might have some knowledge about this. So third setting is check assignment of accounting principles to ledger group. And again, it is same as like ECC with UGL. There is no change. Basically, this configuration normally we will do as part of ledger configuration, not part of foreign currency valuation. So the reason why I'm telling this is like if you miss this setting, then it will be difficult, and like if you try to do this and you will get errors. Sometimes it will be difficult for you to fix that error. That is the reason I kept this. This is a prerequisite for Forex valuation also. So the fourth setting is assignment of valuation areas and accounting principles. So in step 2, we have created valuation area. Now we are connecting this valuation area to accounting principle. So again, this accounting principle is linked to simulation ledgers. You can see that later. And choosing a valuation area associated to accounting principle 0L will be connected simulation ledgers from transaction FinSC underscore ledger. Basically, that is the ledger configuration setting. Even we can see that screenshot in the coming slides. This is activate delta logic. Probably the you guys might be aware what is the purpose of this delta logic. Basically, there are two types of methodology for doing this foreign currency valuation. Like one method is like a posting a valuation gain or loss at the period end and reversing the same on the first day of the next period. That is one method. And the second method is like you will post a valuation gain or loss at the end of the month, but you will not reverse it in the next month first day. Instead of that one, what you will do is like delta logic will use like based on the next run valuation run, like system will check the will do the valuation, and it will do it will calculate the difference between current period end minus whatever valued earlier in the previous period. So that is the thing. So it is the same as in ECC with an UGL. There is no change. We are not activating delta logic for our settings. The valuation is GS. So just now you asked like will it be different, and the foreign currency valuation settings. So everybody is aware. I don't want to spend a lot of time here. The exchange rate type difference transaction is a KDF always, and right side you can see For our company code 1710, the chart type accounts is YCOA. I just kept one screenshot. That is I think customer recon account 121 followed by 5 zeros, and we have updated exchange rate loss gain accounts and valuation loss and gain accounts. There is no change it is same in ECC, Classic Ledger, and New GL, and now S/4HANA. So in our previous slides, we discussed about ECS environment. So basically, like in order to use the ECS environment for foreign currency valuation, we need to assign this ECS environment for foreign FAGL_FCV. Basically, that is the transaction code, foreign currency remeasurement. We have to assign it and save it.
Is this ECS environment is same like ECCS, formerly consolidation system at ECC level?
No. It is not a consolidation system. It is the thing like we'll use it for error corrections. We discussed here in our previous slides. This is the error correction and suspense accounting. In order to use this transaction, you have to activate this.
Okay. Error correction, suspension.
So for this again, this is a just maintaining number ranges. For the number range object is FAGL_FCV. Basically, FAGL_FCV is a transaction code. Everything, even object is also same. And if you don't find this FAGL_FCV ECC environment, then we have to create this. It is not like environment will be there. Just we need to activate and so that it will be available for assigning in the previous step. So if it is missing, then only we have to do. Most of the times it will come and there will be no need of any additional customization. So as I said, earlier we discussed about ledger creation. So we referred this setting in previous slides. If you see here, this is a ledger creation screen. I did not update a transaction code for this, but we have created GS, that is simulation ledger. Again, it is extension ledger. If you see the screenshot, there are 4 options: standard journal entries, line items with the technical numbers, deletion possible, line item numbers with the technical numbers, no deletion possible, journal entries for valuation differences. So the second one, line items with the technical numbers and deletion possible, used for simulation, and the line items with the technical numbers, no deletion possible, used for predictive. And the last one is for valuation. So we took extension ledger type as second one. And again, we are assigning the underlying ledger 0L. That is the leading ledger for this company code. And the second screenshot, the bottom one is we are assigning this ledger for this company code. And there is no change. Basically, this is we already discussed about this in our previous ledger session. So with this, we done with the configuration. Next I will go. I want to show some screens and how we have done testing and how system will update in ACDOCA table and other tables related to foreign currency valuation and simulation ledger. Any questions? Okay.
Yes, so I have one small question. Sorry. So
Yeah.
Whatever we do, as of now, we go into the configuration into the backend SPRO we are doing, right? So is there any way the Fiori also we can do this, or only SPRO only?
All the configuration through SPRO only. No, there is no app available for this configuration.
Okay, thank you.
As of now.
Yeah.
So just I kept screenshots here, then we'll simulate this again because I simulated for September month. I forgot to put the transaction code, as I said. Okay. So this is the basic foreign currency valuation transaction code. There is no difference except this selecting a simulation run. So normally we'll give the code valuation key date. Valuation key date is nothing but on that particular day, we are valuing all the foreign currency GL accounts and balances by using the valuation area ZS. So we already discussed about GS and valuation ledger and other simulation ledger. So here, there are few radio buttons like a test run, no database update. There is no change. It is just similar to earlier versions. And new radio button simulation run here. Simulation setting, simulation ledger GS. Delete existing simulation data. See here I would like to add few more points. Basically, if you see the screenshot here, so here line items with the technical numbers deletion possible. What does it mean is like you can delete already posted documents by using this setting. So by using this setting, delete existing simulation data, you can delete already posted simulated documents. And the update run is similar to that. And once you execute update run, it will update and post a foreign currency valuation at the month end, and it will reverse on the next first day of the next month, next period. Again, use batch input instead of ECS. You can select that box for correcting errors, and you can see all those errors. And the right side screenshot, there is no difference in it. And here you're selecting whether you want to evaluate all vendors or all customers. The third tab is open items GL accounts, like which GL accounts you are going to evaluate. You can evaluate whatever accounts you want. Instead of mentioning all the vendors, you can, if you in a few organizations I saw, like they will create a separate account group for foreign vendors, foreign customers, so they can give that a range instead of executing for all the vendors and customers, because it will take some time. To avoid this, like instead of copying and pasting vendors and customers GL accounts, they will have separate set of account group and separate set of GL accounts. So like I'm just showing all the screenshots, but I am going to log in and show this. See, when we execute, this is the wrong screenshot. Like this is without deleting execution simulation data. Like I updated simulation ledger GS. When I execute this simulation, like I intentionally kept only 3 master data elements. One is one vendor, one customer, and one GL account, so that we can see what is the impact and how it will behave. Maybe the screenshot is smaller, and if you see the first document is yes, that is a GL account, and the second one is D customer. Here 121, that is customer recon account. This wherever account we have, that is a customer number. Third one is K vendor recon account 173 followed by all zeros and 1, that is vendor number. So these are the 3 documents we have which need to be revalued for these customer, vendors, and GL accounts. So right side, when we click on the postings, if you see here 3 postings, these are the 3 postings here. Basically, when you do update run, system will create 2 documents. One is for this month end, and next one is reversal posting for the next month. But simulation ledger, since it won't impact anything, it won't create any reversal postings. And if you see here, the document created with the yes, followed by all the zeros and 35, 36, 37, all these simulation ledger postings. I've opened this document so that we can see which one is debit and which one is credit, and this is the sample yes document. So as I said before, like once we execute the simulation run, system will update these documents in the ACDOCA table with the ledger GS. This is simulation ledger. You can see like 0L is a leading ledger, and the 2L is another non-leading ledger, and GS is the simulation ledger. And all the documents are posted with starting with yes, and you can see the posting date. And here the business transaction type RFCV is for foreign currency valuation. So as I said before, like resetting deletion is possible. You can select and run this so that system will delete the yes accounts, yes documents from the Agdoka table. For a minute, I will jump into another screens because I did not get chance to update in the keynote. So if you see here, before executing this valuation run, there are only 4 documents. There is no ledger GS here. So then I ran this foreign currency valuation by giving these selection parameters. We already discussed about these vendors, customers, and GL account. So this is the result. I already shown this, or maybe this is clear now because it's a bigger screenshot. Yes, DX, and this is the first screenshot. Once we click on this 3 postings tab, it will display all the 3 posting documents. And I just double clicked and displayed this document, this 35. So this is the balance, you can see here 25607. This is the one. And after execution, system updated these documents in Agdoka table. Basically, it created 3 documents and 2 line items each. So that it's 6, and it created 6 new line items in Agdoka table for this ledger. So there is a transaction code which is available for displaying the simulation ledger, that is ZD22. Which is similar when you double click here, but once you come out from this, you cannot see this, though it will be available in the Agdoka table, but now they come up with a new transaction code to display the simulated document. This is ZD22. So here, then what I have done is I selected update run and I want to execute in update mode. So this is the update run screenshots. There is no difference. The first screenshot will be same. Probably you can observe one difference here. There are 6 postings for update run. The reason is now it is posting reversal documents. You can see here valuation area ZS. Valuation method ZSIM, and the company code currency company code 1710, and FAGL FCV is the transaction code and the user ID. So as I said before, these are the 6 documents. I don't know whether I captured all 6. No, I captured only, oh yeah, 6 documents. And this is the document 44. First document 4044. So just this is a B03 screenshot of this document, and the currency for original transaction is AUD, and it posted gain to this account, and this is the recon account. So after update run, what system has done is it created 6 documents. You can see all the you can see RFCV from here 46 to 49, I guess. Yeah, 44 to 49. So 44 to 49, 6 2s are 12, and previously there were 4 line items, so total 16. I'll jump again into presentation. This we are going to see. As I said, this is a transaction code to display the simulation document. So in order to handle the history for maintaining this audit trail system, S4HANA, they come up with 2 new tables. First table is FAGL BS BW underscore history his TRY. Basically, this will be updated with the real and production run documents. If you see here, the second one, you can see all the real-time documents. Don't confuse with the year and document number. These are the original document numbers, which are considered for valuation. one for customer, one for vendor, and one for GL. These original transactions happened in the foreign currency. And the first set is again, this is for simulation ledger. Like whenever we do simulation run, it will update in this table. Once we complete this update run, it will be deleted here also. Nothing will be available. If there are some entries in this hist_sm table, then like we have done some simulation run, but we have not completed update run. Okay. So I ran it for September, then I'll go into SAP. Oops. Just bear with me. It got disconnected. I'm trying to connect. So I created a folder here with the simulation ledger, and I included all the transaction code which are relating to simulation ledger. If you guys want to see and explore, you can explore. Even I included finsc_ledger. This is for maintaining ledgers. So I think it's not required to see all these settings because I captured all these screenshots and we discussed. Just I want to show you once. So this is a setting we discussed just a few minutes before. All these are warning messages you can ignore. So we assign this GS ledger for all these company codes, and we are using this. Basically, when we create a new ledger, system automatically assigns to all the company codes, and there is a way to deactivate for some company codes by giving the date, and like last session we discussed about that. So we are not going into that now. And probably like you guys might have observed, like we do not have any tiles here to save or execute, and the execute button is on the bottom of the screen. This is new for me.
You can get back to old GUI format. Do you prefer that? I can guide you.
Yeah, please. Actually, this is
I know it throws me off. That's why I do that.
Yeah.
All you have to do is on the leftmost corner on the top.
Yeah, just 1 second. I think I cannot do now because it is oh yeah, it's frozen. Okay. So what you want me to do?
Not on this one. You
Okay,
have to go to.
Yeah, let me start
the
because
launch.
I don't know why it is taking time. So I never got this problem today. First time I'm seeing this.
Because all crowd is watching, system will act.
Okay, let me try to kill again. Oh yeah, we got it. Okay, so you asked me to click this one, right?
On the launch pad, not this one. You already logged in here, right?
Okay, yeah, okay. In that case, I have to log out, right?
No, that one. The other screen, the launch pad, GUI, logon
Yeah,
pad.
login pad.
And then on the left side, on the top, yep, click. You should see options. And then in the options, it should be
Visual design.
the visual design. It says standard GUI screen. Theme preview setting under visual design. Yeah, and pick.
Oh, maybe accept.
On the top, you see.
I guess this is the one, right? Accept SAP Fiori visual theme. If you deselect this, maybe
on the top also you see that SAP signature theme on the very top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So in that.
Enjoy theme.
No. Yeah, use SAP signature theme only. Let's see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is the one.
Okay.
I'll apply. Okay. So I guess I need to come out in order to.
Yeah, you have to restart. Is this 7.6 or 7.5?
Oh yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, this is nice.
Now you feel you are in SAP, right?
Yeah. I don't want to miss this feel.
Me too.
Yeah. So I just created a variant. Thank you very much for guiding me. I was not aware, and this is first time I talked, so I was not aware.
Anytime.
Yeah. I guess I already. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here I selected test run, and I gave this vendor number, customer number, and GL account. And just I want to open parallelly the tables so that we can see how it will impact. We have not done any configuration relating to any company code, just we are leveraging somebody's. Okay, maybe I'll keep it this, and guys, bear with me because since we are working in SAP, oops. So just I'm executing test mode, and I'm not doing any other thing. See, we ran it for September. Now we are running for October. Again, system will go and check because the exchange rate maintained was M, and it will go and get the current exchange rate because these documents are posted in Euro, Australian dollar, and Euro. It will go and get the rates from a ticker table. Normally we will do in OB08. So these are the document types, and these are the original documents. And if you see here, it will post these 6 documents. Since we did not do this real run, so it's just a proposal and it won't update anywhere, including including ACDOCA table. Now I'm going into simulation and GS. I'm just giving. Here, I'm not giving this option, delete existing simulation data. Just I want to show you how it will behave. Oops. What happened? Oh, sorry. Oh, my bad. I already ran it. That's why it is not showing anything. We have to delete, then only system will update. So I'm selecting this. Just remember the document numbers. starting with S38 to S40. These are the 3 documents generated, and you can remember the timestamp if possible, otherwise ignore. So I'm running this simulation ledger and delete existing simulation data, which will delete the those documents and creates the fresh documents.
Murli, update the company code.
No. Actually, when I come out, it didn't. Okay. Did I do this like this? So now I'm selecting this and I'm executing this. You can see simulation data in simulation ledger GS will be deleted. It is just information based, nothing will happen, but it will delete the existing GS documents posted for GS ledger and create the new ones. Now these are the documents created. If you click on 3 postings there, you can see the numbers S41 to S42, 43. Just I want to show here so that you can have a look. So here earlier we have 38, 39, 40. Now we have 41, 42, 43. Just I'm refreshing it so that you can see what are the documents posted now. Now system automatically deleted the old documents and updated with the new document numbers. And you can see this in another table. This is the ending with SM is the table created for simulation ledger postings. These are the original document. There could be somewhere it will be updated with yes. Oh no, it didn't update yes document numbers. And I'll keep open this table and other tables so that we can see what will happen once we complete update run. This is history table basically for viewing this update run documents. So we already have few documents and I'm just sorting based on the valuation area so that right now the valuation area is ZS, and since we already ran it for September, it is showing this. Once we update this update run, so system will, I guess there will be no questions, right? Can I go ahead and execute an update run? Yeah. Silence is acceptance. So simulation data, again, when you execute update run, again, it will remove or delete this simulation postings from ACDOCA table and the other history table specific to simulation documents. So now system created 6 documents. These are the real postings, and we can see this 50 to 55 in ACDOCA table. So now we have 22 and
so all it does is take out the old AC doc entries and put the new entries.
Yeah, it will delete all the yes entries.
Okay,
yes, documents is for simulation, right?
Once we update, simulation of that.
Yeah, once we update, there is no longer useful, right? Once you complete update run, there is no use of that. And this is the business transaction type RFCV.
So the other 2 tables also simulation tables. Once we update mode run, it takes out.
Not both. I will show you that also. This is a foreign currency valuation. There's a business transaction type for each document whenever we update. And let me go into first. This is the SM. SM means a simulation. Just I will refresh. So these are gone. Since we executed an update run, right? So when it deletes from ACDOCA table, it will delete from here also in the simulation history of simulation. And when we go into this history table for Forex valuation, it will append with the new document numbers. Those are executed for October. So
in the updated mode.
Yes, this is updated
Okay.
mode.
So even simulation will update here and update mode update here. It is accumulating all those records here.
Yes.
In history. Okay.
Yeah. So I think let me.
History sounds almost like a log. What happened in the system?
Yeah, history basically for audit trail we need to have, right? Whenever you want to see something, then you need to have some audit trail. So that's why they are, though it is like earlier SAP was concerned about redundant data. That is the reason for simulation posting they come up with deletion. First time, like normally you won't see this type of features in other areas. The reason is like audit trail is must for any documents, because this simulation postings is not part of any legal reporting. It is just for simulation purpose. That is the reason.
Internal purpose.
Yeah. So I just updated all these transaction codes here just for simplicity, and I cannot update the tables and other things. So yeah, that's it. So any other questions?